You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, yesterday, the Bronx Bombers came north. First up, one of the Bald brothers, Brett Gardner, goes yard. Not to be outdone, his brother, Matt Holliday, goes a little deeper. They both have 12 home runs on the year. Starlin Castro said, "Let me get involved." And he did. And Jason Grilli wasn't too thrilled. And after this, also not too pleased. 4 home runs for the Yankees, only the 4th time in their illustrious history as they won the game. Today it's overcast, but the Yankees are looking for more power, and it is time for baseball as Hyundai presents the Sunday Game of the Week. Today it's the New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the 4th and final game of this series. Hello everybody and welcome to Yankees Baseball along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. This is an important game for the Yankees because it's the rubber game of the road trip. They win, a successful road trip. They lose, they go 3-4. It's important. So let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one, which is brought to you by People's United Bank, NA. Marcus Stroman gets the start for the Blue Jays, and for the Yankees, it's Luis Severino. You see his numbers, but the numbers just don't tell the story, David. He's been dealing, really dealing.
Yeah, and you can tell his confidence is growing by the start. Demeanor on the mound, body language, disappearing sliders. The previous start that you're looking at was one of the best sliders I've ever seen him feature. Look at the depth. The bottom is dropping out. And of course, he can still throw at 98 miles an hour past you. A 1-2 punch that's been devastating for a resurgent Luis Severino.
I'll tell you what, top 10 in all important pitching categories in the American League. 8th in ERA, tied for 9th in strikeouts, 4th in strikeouts to walks, 6th in whip, and 8th in opponent's batting average against. He's pitching very well. Now his mound opponent is going to be Marcus Stroman. Yankees saw him earlier this year, didn't pitch well at the stadium, but he's legit.
Yes, this is a marquee matchup. 2 of the better young right-handed pitchers in the game. He's got a big personality. He's also got nasty stuff down in the strike zone, a little hesitation to throw off your timing. He's a ground ball machine. He leads the major leagues in ground ball efficiency over 60% of the time. The ball's on the ground.
It's a rainy day here in Toronto, so the roof is closed, but the Yankees are looking for more fireworks. Lineups, first pitch, baseball coming up next, right here on Yes. Yes, is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. By Fios. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Visit getfios.com. And by Heineken, open your world. All right, so the Yankees finish up their road trip. They lost 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. And as I said earlier, this is the rubber game of the road trip. They win, they're 4-3 on the road trip. They lose, they're 3-4. So if they win this one, they're 3-1 in this 4-game set here in Toronto, where they have struggled in recent years. So the Blue Jays have taken the field. So let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off. Batting second and catching, Gary Sanchez. Aaron Judge is in right field. He'll hit third. Cleaning up the DH, Matt Holliday. Starlin Castro at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing center field, Aaron Hicks. D.D. Gregorius, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing third base, Chase Headley. And getting a start again at first base and batting ninth, it's Rob Refsnyder.
Marcus Stroman. The Blue Jays donning their Sunday Reds. Good looking uniform right there, and on the season he's been money. 19 walks and 56 strikeouts in 68 2/3 innings. He is a leader, big personality on the mound. His team feeds off of him, and let's tell you a little bit more in our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And his sinker slider combination is devastating. It makes him an elite ground ball pitcher. Last year, the #1 ranking on ground ball efficiency was from Marcus Stroman. Over 61% of the time when the ball's put in play, it's on the ground. And as we mentioned, the big personality really is kind of more new school, Michael. He shows emotion on the mound. He's appealing to the fans. He kind of wears his heart on the sleeve, but what a competitor and what a big heart.
Well, we'll take a look at the defense behind him for the Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays are looking for a split of this 4-game set. The defense is presented by Geico. Chris Coughlin gets started in left. Kevin Pillar in center. Jose Bautista is over in right. In the infield, it's Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Travis, and Smoke. That's third to first. Bailey behind the plate, fourth straight start. Russell Martin still bothered by a sore neck. And David told you about Marcus Stroman on the mound. Big crowd on hand here at Rogers Center. It's Josh Donaldson bobblehead day, and people are online early in the morning, standing in the rain, waiting to get in and get their bobblehead. So he's very popular, and bobbleheads are very popular, I guess. So the people that are in here hope they got their bobbleheads and they're happy, settling for a good game. Gardner's ready. Stroman is ready. And let's do it here in Toronto. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Gary Cederstrom is the home plate umpire. Gabe Morales at first. Adrian Johnson at second. Eric Cooper is over at third. I think they got a little bit of Gary Cederstrom. Let's see.
Little wake-up call. Punch in the gut. He's not happy. Of course, an old catcher is going to let him know.
One-zero. Grounded to second. Travis to Smoke. One away. So one down, and that'll bring up Gary Sanchez. Sanchez has a 5-game hitting streak, and it's a vitamin hitting streak, 1 a day. He's 5 for his last 18. Now, Joe was asked today, why do you like Sanchez in the number 2 hole? And he said, patient, takes pitches, takes walks, good on-base percentage. And we all would look at him and say, you know, he hasn't had the type of year we expected to this point, but his numbers are still very good. So Joe likes what Sanchez has done.
That's a great point. Kind of got spoiled last year watching Gary Sanchez and the explosive offensive production that he showed in a short period of time. I really like your best hitters up higher in the order, mainly because
when it turns over the third and fourth time, the game's on the line. 7th and 8th inning, Gary Sanchez is going to be coming up to bat. And he gets that extra at bat by batting second.
Swing and a miss. Waved at that one. 2 away. Here's Aaron Judge. Again, put on a show on BP. Hit the hotel out there twice. Unbelievable.
Nobody's ever done that here.
And it doesn't even seem like he's swinging that hard.
Right off the, that's off the facing of the WestJet deck here, the flight deck.
To put that one in orbit, down 0-1.
I mean, people are sleeping in those rooms. Not anymore. You just got the feeling, Marcus Stroman's personality on the mound. He's so confident he was going to go right after Aaron Judge today. And sure enough, 0-2 count, 2 fastballs.
The 0-2. Another fastball high.
One of the challenges for Stroman against Judge and Sanchez, for that matter, is he's such a low ball pitcher, and both of these hitters are good low ball hitters. He's trying to get it up and elevate.
The 2-2. Still 2-2. Let's look at the game time weather presented by City MD. Feeling under the weather? Just walk into City MD Urgent Care. Well, the roof is closed. This is a lousy day outside here in Toronto. It's raining. 59 degrees, 79% humidity, wind 10 miles per hour, and there are isolated thunderstorms in the area. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, just underway here in Toronto. Just missed outside. Stroman took a step toward third base. That's where his dugout is. But it was ball 3.
Got to reach across the plate. Catcher wants it in. It ends up maybe just off the outside corner. That's a pitcher who thought he was going to get the call.
Probably should have.
It's a question of whether it was high enough. Probably was.
And the 3-2. High fly ball, right field. Batista's there and puts it away. And the Yankees go down in order against Stroman. 1, 2, 3. The Yankees nothing. And the Toronto Blue Jays coming to bat. Luis Severino's turn, and we'll take a look at the Blue Jays lineup that he's going to face here on this Sunday afternoon north of the border. Kevin Pillar in center field, Josh Donaldson at third, Jose Bautista is in right field hitting third. Cleaning up the DH, Kendrys Morales, then at first baseman Justin Smoke, Troy Tulowitzki at short, Devin Travis, the second baseman, bat seventh, batting eighth, playing left field today. Chris Coughlin and Luke Maley is going to catch, and he's going to bat ninth.
This young Luis Severino raring to go, already done with his warm-up pitches. Pretty impressive numbers across the board. Only 15 walks and over a strikeout an inning. 69 and 61 in a third. And let's go ahead and tell you a little bit more in our pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And youth is served. Yeah, one of my favorite pitchers for the Yankees was Al Downing. Luis Severino is the first, or the youngest, pitcher to make 30 starts for the Yankees since Al Downing did it 1961 to 64. And secondary thoughts, really, his slider and his changeup have been improving and getting really much better, and he can always give him the heater at 97.2 miles an hour, which is the highest velocity of anybody that's qualified in the big leagues this year.
He just threw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Goes inside, 1-1. And the pitch. 2-1. Blue Jays are 27 and 29, trying to climb back to 500 after an awful start. Yankees are 32 and 21. So a 3-1 count on Pilar. American League East, as you wake up today, Boston 3 back, Baltimore 3.5 back, Tampa Bay 5.5, and Toronto 6.5. Severino walks Pilar. Let's check out the Yankees defense behind Severino, and it's presented by Geico. Gardner, Hicks, and Judge. That's in the outfield, left to right. Infield, Headley, Gregorius, Castro, and Rev Snyder, third and first. Sanchez behind the plate. Severino is on the mound. Well, here's the man who's honored with a bobblehead today, Josh Donaldson. And when you get a look at the bobblehead, it doesn't really look that much like Josh Donaldson, but that sometimes happens. Hard to recreate in that little plaster bobblehead. Well, the Yankees have a Reggie Jackson bobblehead day coming up, and that actually looks like Reggie.
It's pretty good, yeah, with the glasses too. And people were around the block very early here today, and thousands upon thousands of people here in Toronto in line waiting for the bobblehead.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. 98 miles an hour.
Tremendous life on Severino's fastball. Donaldson, a really good fastball hitter. Overmatched on the last one.
.99 miles an hour. That's the fast pitch speed analytic, and it's brought to you by Fios. 99 miles an hour. Welcome to Sunday afternoon. Just 2 batters in, Dave. It looks like his slider he can't throw for strikes at this point, so he's relying on the heat.
You can just see by his body language he's amped up. He's a little too excited, and he's been prone to that. The first inning, obviously, you're trying to get the rough edges worn off. You wait all week to pitch. Feeling good about himself. Relaxing, backing off just a bit. Can be a very difficult task for a young pitcher with that kind of arm.
Runner goes. Pitch foul back. After a while, you get concerned. No matter how hard you throw, Donaldson can redirect it, keep throwing fastballs. So he's trying to find the feel on his slider early. Maybe he goes to a changeup. Runner goes again. Swung on and missed. Throw to second, and it hits Pilar. He's in there with a stolen base. It looks like he's hurt. Donaldson does swing through a fastball for the first out. He says he's okay, waving off the trainer.
Another look. This one's on the inner half, right on by Donaldson, and the sailing throw. Castro trying to get behind the bag and off the helmet. Castro, no real chance there, as you see this. The throw tailed from Sanchez. Good thing the helmet stayed on Pilar's head.
He also had the wherewithal while he was sliding to put both hands on the helmet so it didn't come off the head. Here's Batista. Boy, he is pumping gas. 0-1. You've told me many times, Dave, if you can get through the lineup once just throwing fastballs, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's sometimes less is more. One of the best pitchers I ever saw feature that style was Brett Saberhagen. The first time through the lineup, fastball, occasional changeup, and then his curveball would come along.
Another guy who advocated that and actually worked with Severino this winter, Pedro Martinez. He'd just throw fastballs for 3 innings and then everything else came out. Got him to the Hall of Fame.
He, like Severino, threw it in the upper 90s in his prime.
One, two. Strike 3. 98 on the black. So 2 away.
Another look from the overhead cam. Boy, that looked like it shaved the black to me. And right to the glove. I mean, Sanchez a little bit of pullback on it. We'll get it another look. Well, that doesn't match up with what we saw from the overhead, and Bautista kvetching all the way back to the bench.
Here's Morales, runner at second. 2 outs now. Foul back.
It's one of the problems, you know, when we talked in yesterday's game, Michael, about an automated strike zone in the future. The calibration isn't quite there yet. The overhead camera with the zone box that we showed you there didn't really match up there. The overhead camera's a little off as well.
And as close to reality as that box is, it's the same size for Torres and Judge. So,
according to you know, the people who do that, they say there is subtle adjustments.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be built into the algorithms. But
ground ball to second. And that'll do it in the first. You know, the Blue Jays in this series, they're 0 for 20 with runners in scoring position. We go to the second. Conversation brought to you by Toyota. Prius Prime is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. If you had your choice, what nickname would you give the Yankees duo of Brett Gardner and Matt Holliday? Finster 56 says, I think the Bald Bash Brothers is more appropriate to illustrate their power. Not bad. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime. Keep the conversation going. I had called them the Bald Brothers, and yesterday also added the Bashing Bald Brothers. They seemed like they liked it. When Meredith did the interview with both of them on the field, Holly says, I'm up for it. So start printing those T-shirts.
Yeah, whoever wins the home run race, the other one's got to grow their hair out. Whatever's there.
Here is Matt Holliday. And a strike.
Some guys just look better bald. David Wells was that kind of guy. He got much better looking when he finally shaved his head. He had a little cabbage patch in front that he tried to spike up with gel.
Yep. Michael Jordan looks better bald.
Definitely.
The 0-2. 1-2. Upstairs. You can see that Stroman is very determined in this game. When he faced the Yankees on May 3rd, not a good start at all. 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. He walked 3, struck out 2, and he was removed after 3 innings with shoulder tightness. He's from Long Island. His dad, Earl, is a police detective in Medford. Now, one of those medals on that chain has the letters HDMH, which is height doesn't measure heart. And Stroman is listed at 5'8". People say he's about 5'7". Pitches like he's 6'4". 3-2. Grounded to short. Tulowitzki. 1 away. That'll bring up Castro. Now, Stroman has made 4 starts at Rogers Center against the Yankees, and in 30 innings of work, he's allowed just 3 runs. And in that time, limited the Yankees to a 124 batting average. Swing and a miss. You know, we mentioned that start that he had at Yankee Stadium where he really struggled in 3 innings. Since that start, he's had 5 starts where he's 4-0 with a 2.45 ERA.
You know, you mentioned his height, maybe 5'8", 5'7", but he's solid. He's thick. Very strong, 95 miles an hour right there on a diving sinker to Castro.
You stood next to Ron Guidry. He's not the biggest guy in the world, and he was one of the best pitchers we've ever seen.
You know, I loved Gator's motion, his delivery. Got everything he could into his delivery. Stroman featuring a little hesitation, a little pause with his leg kick to try to throw off Castro here.
Throws him off as Castro swings and misses.
Good looking slider here. This is how you want to throw it. Down there, you can't hit it. When you're ahead in the count, gone fishing.
Here's Aaron Hicks. He has a 7-game hitting streak. On this road trip, 11 for 24. Strike. One and one. Happy birthday wishes go out to Yankee first base coach Tony Pena. Tony turned 60 today. Got a rubber arm, goes BP almost every single day. Boundless energy.
Amazing, amazing shape at 60 years old. His arm looks the same. I mean, he had one of the best arms ever. One of the best defensive catchers ever. He still throws almost as well.
Swing and a miss. Stroman looks sharp. That's his 3rd strikeout. The Yankees again go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. 0-0 right here on Yes. The Yankees take on the O's in a divisional matchup. It's MLB Play Ball weekend. And the first 10,000 guests 14 and younger receive a plastic Yankees bat and ball set. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Justin Smoke will lead it off. Switch hitter batting from the left side against Severino. Yankees have the shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. Skied the other way and out of play. Smoke with 37 runs batted in. Finally realizing the potential that many felt when he was a first-round draft pick. Taking a long time, but here he is. Big part of a heavy-hitting lineup. 0-2.
The Yankees defensively are in a power shift. Castro way out in right field. The wishbone offense right there. Back to Oklahoma.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Severino.
Well, consider the rough edges worn off. A good changeup previously, and this is the slider we saw in his last start. Straight down.
Let's take a look at the Volkswagen League leaders. This is the strikeout to walk ratio in the American League. You've got Severino 4th, Pineda 5th. Leading is Josh Tomlin 11-1. Tulowitzki swings and misses at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Josh Tomlin's a pleasure to watch nowadays. Almost a And there is no Greg Maddox's with that kind of control, and not a power pitcher, 88, 89, 90 miles an hour, but a strike throwing machine.
1-1 on Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki missed 31 games with a right hamstring injury. And right around the same time, Josh Donaldson missed 38 with a calf injury. So the whole left side of the infield was out. They're a better team, obviously, when they're in, both defensively and at the plate.
Severino touching 100 miles an hour here against Tulowitzki in the middle of this at bat. See if he breaks out that slider now.
Two and two.
He did. Good take by Tulowitzki. 90 miles an hour on that slider.
Grounded to short. 2 away. We mentioned Toronto's 27 and 29, and one of the big problems they have is they really failed against teams in the American League East after yesterday's loss, 10 and 18 against the teams in the AL East. They're 17 and 7 against all other American League opponents. Travis taps one, first base side, and it kicks foul. Now the Blue Jays wear red uniform tops at home on Sundays as a nod to their upcoming 150th birthday of Canada. That's on July 1st. So they wear the red uniforms for that. Nothing. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Travis down on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Severino as the Blue Jays go down in order, and we go to the third. Nothing. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Yankees home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. David, I want to take a look at that last pitch. And the reason I didn't say slider when I said swung on and missed is because I saw 93 on the gun. A 93-mile-an-hour slider?
Yes, he really pumped that one in there. Devin Travis is a free swinger, so he wanted to make sure that he got it down and away and held on to it. And yes, 93 miles an hour on a slider to strike that guy out.
Not too many people throw 93-mile-an-hour sliders. Here's Gregorius. And a strike. Didi 6 for 21 on this road trip. Now 6 for 22 as Travis gets it to smoke.
Well, we knew this was a marquee pitching matchup today. Two exciting young right-handed pitchers, and it's living up to it. Stroman very sharp as well, and we noted Severino touching 100 miles an hour and a 93-mile-an-hour slider. Stroman mixing all of his pitches. Mid-90s diving sinkers, curves, and sliders.
Stroman, one of the stars for the USA team in the WBC. They won the championship. He had 3 starts, 15 innings pitched, 2.35 ERA. Actually the MVP of the WBC.
Yeah, he came up big.
And he got a lot of grief and hate for the fact that he played for the United States because his mom is of Puerto Rican descent. And the thought was he was going to play for the Puerto Rico team. He chose to play for the USA team, and they flooded his mom's social media account with a lot of hate. And then to amplify the anguish even more, it was Puerto Rico that he beat in the final.
It's nice to be wanted. Kid that grew up on Long Island.
Three-two. It's nice to be wanted, but don't take it out on mom.
Yeah, that's not nice. Social media, meanness, Michael, really?
I have not experienced it. 3-2.
Remember a few years back in the NFL, they did a game without announcers?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we try that for a couple innings, you and me? Just nothing.
Well, we can talk and give them nothing.
Well, that's true.
There's a base hit to right center field. So Headley, the first Yankee base runner, breaks a string of 7 straight from the start.
Had a little talk with Chase Headley before the game, talking about how he's battling. I said, stop hitting him at him. You know, he's had several good at-bats where he hit the barrel of the bat right at defenders. This is finding a hole. He's hit several balls harder than that have ended up in outs.
Ralph Schneider takes low. 1-0. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Safe. Stolen base for Headley. Not a great throw by Melly.
Not even a great jump by Headley. A good throw probably would have had him, but he's got a knack for stealing bases, picking the spots. And just barely missed on the tag. Another look.
Did a lace hit the uniform? Because right now we're waiting to see if Toronto is going to challenge. They have 30 seconds. And they will not challenge. Nelly, for his major league career, throws out 32.4% of base runners. And before that one had thrown out 4 of 11 this year for 36.4. Russell Martin has missed the entire series. First game we were told his knees were barking, and then after that a neck problem. So they're playing him one man short because they have not put him on the DL. Grounded to third. Donaldson, the long throw. And moving to third is Headley.
Oh, Headley's just a sneaky good base runner. Look at him, lulls him to sleep. Okay, I'll take it. Just good instincts on the base pass. Donaldson doesn't even give it a thought.
So Headley is at third. Gardner's at the plate. He grounded to second to open the game. Strike.
Saw those numbers with Brett Gardner. The power surge has gotten his OPS up to 876. Power hitter numbers on base plus slugging.
One and two.
Really good spin. Really good location.
Two and two.
It's a big at bat for Stroman. I mean, you see on this end, you've got a good game going, but Severino's dealing. A little flare or a single here, one run might be the difference.
2-2. Low 3-2 with Sanchez on deck.
You think about that on the mound. You know, you hear the cliches from pitchers. Oh, I don't think about who I'm pitching against. I'm just facing their lineup. No, not true. You know the other pitcher, what he's got going and how well he's pitching.
Swing and a miss. Tipped the ball into the glove of Mealy for a strikeout. No runs, a hit, one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the third.
Today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. Greg Bird continues to make progress in his rehab. He's played in 3 games for the Tampa Yankees so far, a .500 average, also drove in a run. He is in the lineup today at DH, currently 0 for 2. Just a matter of time, guys, until he is back with the Yankees.
Well, if he hits anything like he did in spring training, what an addition to the Yankee lineup. So they've missed him. They have not gotten production out of first base at all. I mean, Chris Carter was not what they wanted, and they've tried to mix and match there, but they expected big things out of Bird, and still they're doing great offensively, runs per game. You add Bird to the mix, the way he hit in spring training, different animal.
Yeah, the way the Yankees are playing allows them the luxury to give Bird all the time he needs.
And Michael, Joe said that Greg Bird has no issues with the ankle right now, but they do want to make sure that swing is right when they bring him up here. So they're going to give him the time necessary to get his timing down in the minors prior to bringing him back up.
Coughlin with a fly ball to Gardner, and I'll tell you what, I think he struggled in April because of the ankle. But if he's healthy, this guy can hit. The Yankees believe he's a hitter.
That would be a big boost to get him back and even close to anything that we saw this spring training, when he was the best hitter we saw in Florida during spring training.
One and two on Bailey.
Wicked. Manhole slider rolling down Second Avenue and disappearing. It's fun to watch for me, Michael. I know my pitcher, I'm a little biased, but watching these 2 young right-handers go at it today, it's what we hope for, and we got it.
Strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Severino.
Easy gas. Gary Soderstrom. A little bit of an old school National League strike zone today. Got a little give off the edge, but Severino's all over that edge all day.
That one is laced into right center. It's a base hit for Pilar. Cutting it off is Hicks. Hold him to a single. First base hit for the Blue Jays. Pilar's the only base runner for the Blue Jays. He walked in the first, and then that single here with 2 outs in the third.
Gary Sanchez would like another shot if Pilar's going to try to test him. See the bait. Watch Pilar's eyes. Try to sneak in there. That's probably one of the most underrated parts for catchers, is when you have a base stealing threat on first base. When you're given the signs to Severino, you better hide him, because if he sees off speed, that's a better pitch to run on. Pilar not really given a look that time. You can see Sanchez close his legs a little more to hide those signs. Obviously, if you're Pilar, if you're a base runner and you know that there's going to be an off-speed pitch, there's a better chance. It could be down. It's harder for Sanchez to handle.
Right back to the mound, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 3. It's 0-0 here in Canada. Pearsall today at the age of 87. What a very interesting life Pearsall had. 17 seasons in the big leagues, two-time All-Star, two-time Gold Glover. He actually, when he was at the Red Sox early in his career, had to go to a mental institution because he was so bothered by the pressure. Came out and lived a very colorful life, wrote a book, which was later made into a movie, Fear Strikes Out. And New York fans might remember that he was with the Mets when he hit his 100th home run, ran around the bases backwards. So our condolences go out to his family. Also became a broadcaster and broadcast with the White Sox with Harry Carey in the booth. You see the Audi scoreboard, 0-0, and got into some heat because he would criticize players. He got into a slugfest with a sports writer. He insulted the wife of Bill Veeck, the owner of the team. So colorful life indeed, and he dies at the age of 87. Anthony Perkins played Jimmy Pearsall in the movie Fear Strikes Out, which was a well-received movie. And Pearsall said he was a great actor, but I was embarrassed that he tried to play baseball. One and two. Sanchez, Judge, and Holiday in the fourth. One, two. That's the pitch he struck out on in the first inning. Laid off that pitch, 2-2.
Sanchez has had good swings all weekend. Had that 2 home run game, but several line drives as well.
Interesting stat dating back to last year. Remember, he had the 20 home runs in 2 months. 11 of his last 13 home runs have come on the road. David mentioned he had 2 the other night. Yankees are waiting for him to get off on one of those streaks. They think it's there. 2-2. 3-2.
It's pretty good when you're underachieving and your OPS is still over 800. 6 home runs, 264 average.
5th full count for Stroman. And here's the payoff. Grounded up the middle, grabbed there by Travis, and he hits Sanchez.
Well, if you haven't been paying attention in the last couple of years, these ground balls up the middle, they're no longer hits. See a lot of that in today's game.
Well, here's Aaron Judge. Has a 7-game hitting streak. Had a fly ball right in the first inning. One and 0. Judge not stepping out of the box today against Stroman. Usually takes time to collect his thoughts. I mean, there is a nominal rule in effect that you can't step out of the box, so maybe an umpire has told him. The 2-0. Strike.
Well, that's an issue that is being discussed along with a pitch clock. Not only the pitch clock, but the batter.
The 2-1. You had a teammate who was famous, Bernie Williams, but he would fake something in the eye, and he would step out all the time.
He's always part of the gamesmanship, especially with a pitcher who's on a roll. Trying to slow him down, disrupt his timing, step out.
2-2. 3-2. Sixth full count for Stroman. If anything, the Yankees are getting the pitch count up.
And the 792nd 3-2 count Aaron Judge has seen this year.
3-2. Broken bat, looper into right field, a base hit for Judge, and that extends his hitting streak to 8 straight. That at bat right there, David, didn't exist last year.
Could not agree more. And of course, I'm just kidding about 792 3-2 counts, but plate coverage there. The dandy of a pitch, down and away, in the reach of the mountain man. He could cover everywhere on that plate.
Holiday fouls it back.
Holiday's been everything the Yankees could have hoped for, and they targeted him in the offseason to fill the DH role. Every now and then the stars align. You know, a great player needs to go to the American League after a long National League career. Gets to experience New York, living in the city with his family the first time.
Just missed inside. 1-2. Judge leads off first, held by Smoke. There he goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second. Goes into center field. Judge gets up. He's going to go to third. The throw from Pilar is not in time to hit Judge, but backing up beautifully is Stroman.
Well, just an outstanding job on reading both the pitcher and the original steal, and then of course taking the extra base, and great jump. Melee's got to rush it. He wouldn't have got him even with a good throw, and no hesitation from Judge. Like it kicked off of his spikes.
Now a meeting at the mound. It looks like the Blue Jays are going to bring the infield in with Holiday. Looks like it got his left knee and then bounded up.
Big play in a tight game with two pitchers on, presenting a big opportunity here for Holiday on a 2-2 count.
So the infield comes in. Grounded foul. I give Joe Espada credit. He has no problem standing next to Aaron Judge. None.
Could fit two Joe Espadas into that frame.
Fly ball, deep center, going back. Pilar, still back. It's over his head and up against the wall. Judge scores easily, moving to second with an RBI double. Matt Holliday, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
It's a good matchup for Holliday there. Once Judge got to third, he's a good low ball hitter. He could go out and dig him out with the best of them, and dig it out he does, to the tune of about 395 feet off the wall. A booming double. Little slider away, just doesn't quite get there. Slider doesn't slide. And Holiday mashes it.
Holiday's 36 ribby. Pitch to Castro, is grounded to first. Smoke flips to Stroman for the second out. Holiday moves to third. It's amazing. Holiday's been so good, David, but when there is a runner in scoring position, the laser-like focus intensifies because he's hitting over 350 with runners in scoring position last time we looked. So he's been amazing in those situations. Here's Hicks. Runner at third, now 2 outs. They throw that ball out of play.
Heavy workload. Pitch number 21 going to come here in the top of the fourth. Stroman the first one to blink in this pitcher's duel.
One and one on Hicks, who struck out in the second. So it's 1-0 Yankees on the Holiday double, driving in Judge. Check this swing. Eric Cooper agrees.
Difference between 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 is really what Aaron Hicks has done so well this year, is not chase those type of pitches.
Two and two. And another guy who's the king of the 3-2 count. Now Judge has company with Hicks, working at the 3-2. And Gregorius on deck. High fly ball. Shallow, right center. Right there is Travis. He'll put it away for the final out. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left. 1-0 Yanks. So far over the first 3 innings, I don't think he can make it stand up.
Yeah, here you go, kid. There's your run. Make it work. Well, he's got the kind of stuff that looks like he might. Gas on the black. Disappearing sliders. The 1-2 combo. That was a 93-mile-an-hour one there. And, of course, when you're consistent and you are getting a call just a little bit off the plate, double trouble.
Audi scoreboard, 1-0 Yankees, 3, 4, and 5 in the Blue Jays order. Bautista hits one sharply to Headley. 1 pitch, 1 out. So here's Morales. I should say 2 pitches, 1 out. Ball is low, 1-0. Morales grounded to second. That was in the first. One and one. One, two. Toronto has 1 hit, and that was by Pilar. Pilar, in fact, is the only base runner. He walked in the first, stole second, and then he singled to right center in the third. Shift is on for Morales. 3 infielders on the right side. Popped up. Long run for Didi Gregorius. He slides and does not make the play. It went into the first row.
Yeah, he was just not going to get there, but an outstanding effort by Didi. Nice play by the fan, though. Good slide there on Yesmo. Just amazed, right? When you see a fan catch a foul ball, it just lights them up.
Fan for life. 2-2. Served into left center field. On the run is Gardner. He can't get there. It'll go to the wall. Hicks plays the carom. Morales with a double.
Boy, you're almost surprised when Gardner doesn't get to it, because we've seen him cover this ground. Everything he's got, just not enough. And no problem, good effort by Gardner, because you're going to get backed up by Hicks. So it's a double either way. It's either an out or a double.
Smoke takes outside, 1-0. So the tying run in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Strike. Just missed outside. 2-1. Second hit for the Blue Jays. Yankees have 3. Fly ball, shallow center, coming on Hicks. He'll make the play for the second out.
So if I'm pitching this game and looking at this lineup, that at-bat worried me right there. And Severino and Sanchez did a great job of not giving in there to the hot-hitting Justin Smoak. Good change-up there on a 2-1 count to get him out in front and off the end and back to the bench. Now 2 outs. Severino now mixing in his third pitch very effectively. We've seen the gas and up to 100. There's your pitch count. We've seen disappearing sliders. Now here comes the changeup.
Here's Tulowitzki. Upstairs. One and one. Good pitch. 98 on the outside corner, 1-2. Conference between Sanchez and Severino. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Strike 3, Donaldson, or check that, Tulowitzki down looking. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The Blue Jays are 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position in the series. Today, the Yankees will miss him. The Thursday pitcher for the Red Sox is going to be David Price. So Sal, who gives the Yankees trouble, although he was out-dueled by Tanaka, will not pitch in the upcoming series in New York. GMC scoreboard 1-0 Yankees over the Blue Jays. Gregorius leads off here in the 5th. Count 1-0.
David Price had a good game in his return. Mid-90s fastball. He looks healthy. Missed the first 2 months.
Strangely, even at his best, David, the Yankees have always hit him pretty well.
Had a lot of chances on his years in Tampa Bay.
Stroman's doing what a lot of pitchers around Major League Baseball are doing right now. He's streamlining essentially a windup. He's pitching out of the stretch with a little bit of a higher leg kick than he would with a runner on. Is he losing anything doing that, David? I know it simplifies everything, but does he lose anything?
Well, to me, it's a sense of rhythm and timing, you know, when you have more of a full windup. So you trade one thing for the other. This, as you said, rightly so, gives him more control. Now he's using his leg kick to alter the timing on the hitter, and a little hesitation on the drop step and the kick.
Lined into center field, a base hit for Gregorius. I guess growing up, we were so used to seeing a guy like Tom Seaver with the drop and drive and the dirt on the knee, and you don't see pitchers do that, and you wonder, can they generate the same power? 77 pitches for Stroman, with nobody out here in the 5th. Headley wraps one to center field. Pilar is there. He'll make the catch. Heading back is Gregorius.
It's a valid question, Michael. You know, a lot of these motions nowadays are more upper body generated for power. I don't think I've ever seen anybody drop and drive like Tom Seaver and get your back knee dirty from dragging it on the ground. There used to be more of an emphasis on a synchronized motion, a total body move, and now things are much more compartmentalized, which gives you better control. But you're right, Michael, you do sacrifice something.
Refsnyder takes low. Yanks have a 1-0 lead. A single by Judge, stolen base, moved to third on the throw, which went into center, and then Holiday hits one over the head of Pilar to make it 1-0.
You know, to your point, Michael, you used to be able to sit in the press box and look out at a guy warming up in the bullpen, and you could recognize his delivery because there was a lot more variance in styles. Nowadays, it's kind of hard. There's a lot of similarities in mechanics across the board.
Runner goes. Throw to second. Got him. 2 outs.
Not a real good jump from Didi, and a real good throw on the button. Melee's got a strong arm, and that was easily there in time. And
.3-0. Strike, 3-1.
nowadays you got to wait. There's so many trick slides. The swim move. Didi got caught in the middle. He didn't know which way to go.
Chop towards second. Travis there. Gets Refsnyder, and that'll do it in the 5th. No runs a hit. Nobody left. You have 4.5. We're halfway through. It's 1-0 Yanks. Congratulations go out to Albert Pujols, 600th career home run last night against the Twins. And Edison Volquez, a no-hitter. He faced a minimum 27 batters. A couple of runners erased on the double play. And here's the final out on the 98th pitch. Well, this is all three. He strikes out the side in the 9th inning, and here it is. David, what's that feel like?
Nothing like it. An adrenaline rush like you can't imagine. Especially the 9th inning. When everything's on the line.
Pretty impressive to strike out the side in the 9th inning. He almost came out of the game. You see the GMC scoreboard, 1-0. Bottom of the 5th. He had a collision at first base, and he twisted his ankle and was going to come out of the game. Decided to try to pitch through it. I'm sure he's glad he did. Travis hits one the other way, a base hit. And here's Albert Pujols as he enters the 600 club. Bases loaded. Gave it a ride. What a career he's had. You know, it was a nice celebration, David, but all I could think of, how great would it have been if he had stayed in St. Louis his whole career, and how nuts that town would have gone for him if he had hit a 600th there. But the Angels gave him a better deal. Let's see if the Yankees can turn two. There's one. There's two. A 4-6-3 double play.
One of the byproducts of Severino's good stuff has been an increased ground ball rate, 54% coming into this game, and a lot of that's just power stuff, overmatching hitters, jamming. Just what I needed.
And that was on Yesmo, brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealers. Maley fouls it straight back. Struck out looking in the 3rd inning. Severino has 6 strikeouts and 1 walk. And the walk was to the first batter he faced, Kevin Pillar, in the 1st. One and one. One and two. Bottom of the 5th. Yankees lead 1-0. Looking to take 3 out of 4 from the Blue Jays here in Toronto. Grounded to 3rd, but it kicks foul.
Important for Severino to bury the 9-hole hitter here. Got the backup catcher. Russell Martin's been out all 4 games. The pitch count's approaching 70 here in the 5th. As good as your stuff is, and in a 1-0 game, you want to finish this game. If you can keep your pitch count under control or get as deep into the game and maybe just hand the ball to Dellin Betances today. That's what I'm thinking on the mound. And important out right here to get. Keep that pitch count low. You get a break this inning. Gives you 30 to 40 pitches to get through 3 more innings.
Grounded through for a base hit. So now a very sneaky 5-game hitting streak for Luke Maley.
Yeah, he's been a pest. Severino slider, probably the worst one he's thrown today. Just kind of spins. Couldn't have been more perfectly placed between the diving third baseman and shortstop.
Pilar takes low, 1-0. Line the other way, into the seats foul.
Pilar has probably had the best looks and swings off of Severino so far today. One hit and one walk, his third go round. Lineup turning over for the third time here in the fifth.
Two and one. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Really good changeup. You see the three-finger grip and spinning sideways and diving down. Pilar reads fastball the whole way.
Grounded up the middle. Gregorius flips to Castro for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left, 5 in the books. It's 1-0 Yankees. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by CityMD. You need a doctor, just walk into CityMD Urgent Care. And by Cash for Life from the New York Lottery. You could win $1,000 a day for life. Beautiful day yesterday, not so much today, but that is the beauty of a retractable roof. We are under the dome playing baseball, 6th inning. Yankees lead 1-0, and we told you about a pitcher's duel, and it has certainly lived up to that. Each has allowed 4 hits. Stroman's allowed 1 run, and they have both been dominating. So Gardner leads off against the Blue Jays right-hander. And a strike. Gardner grounded to second and struck out. One. You know, we joke about the little duel between Gardner and Holiday with home runs. They both have 12. Now, an unexpected duel is developed. Aaron Judge has the same amount of steals as Brett Gardner. They both have 5.
I see you stirred it up. Soup spoon.
Now he's got to fight another front, you know. Brett started out the season running a lot, but then the home runs started coming and he stopped running. Two.
I think one of the best things that could happen in this inning is Brett Gardner getting on base. Just push Stroman's pitch count up. Best chance they have is to get him out of this game.
Two. Line drive, base hit. So a single for Gardner as Bautista comes up and fires into Travis, a leadoff single for the Yankee left fielder. That'll bring up Sanchez, and Girardi spoke before the game. He likes Sanchez in the 2-hole because he does take pitches. He's patient. So Gardner will have an opportunity to throw, and you could or run. You could see that the Yankee game plan against Mahle is run whenever you get a chance to run. Now the flip side of that is you don't want to get thrown out when you've got Sanchez, Judge, and Holiday coming up.
So that's always the quandary, right?
Foul ball, couldn't get the bat out of the way. 1-1.
Well, it's not just about stealing bases, and your point is valid, Michael. And I think Yankee fans for years would love to see Gardner a little more aggressive and try to steal bases, but where he's at right now on first base, he's the best runner in the big leagues. Going first to third, scoring on a double. Average player in the big leagues goes first to third on a single about 25 to 30% of the time. Gardner's 39% and 46% over the last 2+ seasons since 2015. But that's where he gets, you know, in the sabermetrics base running stats. That's why he's the best since he's been in the big leagues. Going first to third on singles, and in this position on first base, scoring more times than anybody else on a double. Doesn't show up in the box score, Michael. You know, it's the old school. It's just stolen bases, efficiency. Bill James has taught us that you need to steal bases at a better clip than 70% to make it worthwhile. If you can't have a high percentage of success rate on stealing bases, you're better off staying there. Your chances are better at scoring a run from first base by just staying there. Unless you can do much better than 70% on success rate trying to steal. I've long marveled watching Gardner cut the bases. He's just such an efficient runner, obviously speed-wise, but the routes he takes, cutting second, cutting third.
Well, one thing you wanted, David, is happening now. That pitch count is rising, so Stroman's not going to be in the game that much longer. He's at 95 pitches, and there's action in the bullpen. There's a breakdown, that big 26-pitch 4th inning. And that was when the only run of the game has been scored. Let's see if they send him on 3-2. He does go. Pitch is low, so Sanchez walks, and the Yankees have runners on first and second and nobody out. Looking to give Severino and then the bullpen some breathing room. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, will talk with Stroman. Tepera and Loop. You know, I look at the Blue Jays in last place right now, but when the Yankees came into town, they were a red-hot team. So if you can come in here where the Yankees have struggled over the last couple of years and take 3 out of 4, you had a very good weekend.
Yeah, it was a good test. It was always going to be coming up here. The Yankees in good shape right now with their hottest hitter in the box. First and second, and nobody out.
It's Aaron Judge. Worked a full count his last at bat and then dunked a single to right field to extend his hitting streak to 8 straight. Want to know?
You know, I joked last time, you know, Aaron Judge ran the count to 3-2. It was a 749 time this year. No, actually, 54 out of his 217 plate appearances have ended up in a 3-2 count this year. It's almost a 25% clip. It's remarkable, Michael. On average and across the big leagues this year, that number's under 14%. Wow. Now, this according to one of my great Twitter follows, Sung Min Kim, who writes for Sporting News and River Avenue Blues. You should follow him. He's a good one. 54 out of 217 plate appearances are 3-2 counts on Aaron Judge this year.
High fly ball, right center. Pilar makes the call. He makes the catch. Tagging is Gardner, and the throw is cut off by Tulowitzki. So 1 away. Yankees have runners on first and third.
Productive out, nonetheless. Though Aaron Judge probably feels like he just missed that one, but Gardner's on third with 1 out now. And that's a pitch, boy, that he wants back. What a swing, just a little off the end. Very drivable. Tell by his reaction. He knows it. Could have hit that one off the roof.
So here's Holiday in a situation he thrives in. Runner in scoring position, first and third, 1 man out. He's driven in the only run in the game. He drove home Judge from third base with a double over the head of Pilar. Infield is back looking for the double play, and the pitch is low, 1-0. Gardner's at third. Sanchez is at first. Yankees lead 1-0, top of the 6th inning. And a 1-1 count on Holiday. Ground ball is short. Let's see if they can turn 2. There's 1 on to first. Not in time. Run scores. 2-0 Yankees. We're going to take a look at it.
Yeah, hold the phone.
Safe.
Indeed.
Holiday found an extra gear there.
He did, and got it in the hole just enough. Hit it just softly enough. Stroman executing his pitch. It's hard to control the direction of the batted ball, though. Good pitch down off the end of the bat, breaks the bat, and yeah, that's all Holiday's got right there. Everything. Just enough.
Another ribby for Holiday, now has 37. And here's Castro, who's 0 for 2 against Stroman. Swing and a miss. Castro struck out and grounded to first. Castro 7 for 26 on this road trip through Baltimore and Toronto. 0-2. Got a piece of Maley. And Cederstrom giving him some time. See where it got him.
Boy, bare hand right there. I'm really needed. That was just, sometimes you get jammed on your thumb. You can see right there on the glove hand. Catcher's thumbs take a beating.
The 0-2. Fly ball, left field. Coughlin back. He'll make the play, and that will do it. Here in the 6th, Yankees get another run on one hit. One man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Yankees. Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. This season against the American League East, this is what the Yankees have done. 5-4 against the Rays, 4-2 against the Blue Jays, trying to make it 5-2. 1 game under against the O's, and 2-0 against the Red Sox. That 3-game set. Remember, 1 game was rained out, so a combined 15-11 in stark contrast to how the Blue Jays have struggled against the American League East. The pitch to Donaldson is a strike. There's the Donaldson bobblehead. In the rain. Thousands of people waiting for that. Grounded to short. 1 away. David, you must be in your glory watching a pitching performance like this.
Oh, I was anticipating this all weekend. We saw it on the schedule for Sunday. 2 dynamic young right-handed starters. The growth of Severino, tremendous, continues. That guy there, Stroman, I'll take him on my team any day. Severino now breaking out his changeup very effectively now. 3 pitches to contend with if you're Jose Bautista. 99 miles an hour, just off. Maybe not. Gary Cederstrom's been pretty liberal over there. But that one has been called a strike all day.
Grounded to third. Grabbed there by Headley. Does the 360 and fires, and the scoop by Ref Snyder. 2 away.
Plenty of time. Once you stab it, take your time, wheel, and deal. And uh-oh. There you go, Rob. Yeah, a little short hop. Little tester, you got it.
Here's Morales. Pitch outside. Morales doubled his last time up, the left center field. First time up, he grounded to second. Skied the other way.
So you notice how smooth Severino's delivery is now compared to the first inning. He walked the first hitter. Compared to last year. Tempo, rhythm. Watch how smooth his timing is.
Base hit, left center field. Hicks cuts it off. He'll get it in. It's a 2-out single for Morales, which brings up the dangerous Smoke.
Morales also second line drive off of Severino. Much better tempo and rhythm. This is 99 miles an hour. It was up and out over the plate. Good job by Morales to cover it.
Here's Smoke, 0 for 2. High fly ball, deep center, going back, Hicks, turning, looking, see ya! A 2-run home run to tie the game.
Just that fast. Justin Smoke once again.
Here's Tulowitzki. 0-1.
First pitch breaking ball, just to get me over, trying to get a strike. Not to that guy, not this year. Dead central. Ty Wago.
0-2. And the 0-2. Missed with the slider, 1-2. Two quick outs, coasting along. Morales the single, and then Smoke the 2-run home run. Swing and a miss. Tulowitzki down on strikes, but the Blue Jays have come back to tie the score. 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left on base. New ball game as we head to the 7th. and Yes has pre- and post-game coverage surrounding the game on Pix 11. Then on Wednesday, Yes will have full coverage starting at 6 as the Bombers battle the Bo Sox in Game 2. It's all right here on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. These are the probables. Pomeranz against Tanaka. Last time he pitched against the Red Sox, one of his best games. Porcello coming off a Cy Young year, struggling against Sabathia, who's won 4 straight starts. And David Price, who just pitched well last night, up against Michael Pineda, who struggled in his start against the Blue Jays. So that is the probable starters right there for what should be a fun series in the Bronx. Well, Marcus Stroman is done. The home run by Smoke took him off the hook for a possible loss. See the Cadillac scoreboard 2-2. Aaron Loop is the new pitcher. That'll face Hicks, Gregorius, and Headley. Switch hitter, lefty, switch hitter. Line drive, a base hit to right center field. Pilar cuts it off, and Hicks has extended his hitting streak to 8 straight. Those are the numbers on Loop. This is his 26th game. Not quite sure why managers continue to bring in lefties to face Gregorius. It doesn't seem to neutralize him all that much. You just should bring in your best pitcher, especially when you have 2 switch hitters out of the 3 batters coming up. Tried to bunt, fouled it off.
Well, I agree with you, Michael. I guess it's just time for Aaron Loop to pitch. You'd rather see the switch hitters bat right-handed as well.
314 against lefties for Gregorius this year.
Aaron Loop isn't your average lefty.
They say he did not offer, so the Yankees playing small ball here, trying to move Hicks over. Grounded to second base. Hicks stops, and it's tagged, and they turn to double play. Pretty nice play by Travis. So the lefty does get DD this time.
Yeah, very nice. For Hicks, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Changes the whole complexion of the inning. Leadoff single erased.
Sellout crowd of 46,782 on the Sunday afternoon in Toronto. And how about this for the 4-game set, David? 175,991 people. Fly ball right field. Bautista's there. And that'll do it for the Yanks in the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors. And because of the double play, nobody left on base. Time for the stretch. 2-2. Nissan dealer. Each team with 6 hits. Blue Jays with an error. Severino 6 innings, 6 hits. Stroman's night is done. 6 innings. Matt Holliday an RBI double and a fielder's choice. Justin Smoke a 2-run home run. And Travis fouls one off against Severino as we start at the bottom of the 7th. Travis 1 for 2. Right in on the hands, fouled that. Cadillac scoreboard 2-2. "2015 Blue Jays manager John Gibbons said of Devin Travis, he has a chance to be one of the best hitters in baseball." Did that get him? It got him. He's hit. Like he was walking back to the dugout, intercepted there by the athletic trainer.
Ooh. Double ooh.
He's going to stay in.
It's the style of hitting nowadays, that lead with the knob. Yankee fans know Derek Jeter employed that style. And looks like he seemingly brings his hands right into the pitch, but he had already started the process of his swing, and ball meets hand.
Here's Coughlin. And a bunt. Back to Severino. Sacrifice successful, 1-3. The fact that they're not pinch hitting here for Maley would tell you that Russell Martin just can't play. Tyler Clippard is up in the Yankees bullpen. Grounded up the middle. Gregorius. The out at first, moving to third is Travis. There's Martin, been a spectator all 4 games. David, that brings up Pilar's had good at-bats against Severino. Is there a different way you should attack him here?
Well, when you're rolling over the lineup for starting pitchers, obviously the third and the fourth time are the key challenges. The fact that they're showing confidence in Severino in here says a lot.
Well, Travis really ranged far off third and has to dive back.
Slider in the dirt. Good job by Sanchez to bury it. You see Travis very aggressive.
One-0. Still throwing hard, 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's the most impressive part about Severino, is how he retains his velocity. As you see in the Jays bullpen, Joe Smith is ready. Severino, his third pitch. I don't know if you'd want to get beat with your changeup in this situation to Pilar. So I think you're still down to fastball slider.
1-2.
First time they've come inside on Pilar all day. So yeah, to answer your question, Michael, might want to try to tie him up, his hands. Now you're in the driver's seat at 1-2. You have the option to go to that slider and see if you can get him to chase.
Fly ball, center field. Hicks is there, and Severino works around the hit by pitch. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. We go to the 8th. It's a new episode of WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show, as the skipper gives his thoughts on this big stretch of games against American League East opponents. That's today at the Yankees coverage, only on Yes. Well, that looks like it's going to be it for Severino, as Larry Rothschild gives him a handshake, so his afternoon is over. Any chance of getting a win? The Yankees have to play to run here in the 8th inning. Off of Joe Smith. Ryan Goins takes over at second base, as they will tend to Devin Travis's hand. And Rob Refsnyder will lead off.
Pitcher's duel turns into a bullpen duel. Severino was excellent. You know, Flash said it right. I mean, he made a mistake and it cost him in a tight game. Justin Smoke hit a first pitch breaking ball, a get me over type, about 105 miles an hour and 429 feet.
Going to be a tough play. Barehanded by Smith and fires to first. Nice play by the Blue Jays pitcher.
He's kind of falling that way as Joe Smith, and probably had more time than he thought. A little risky to go to the bare hand here. But then again, he made it look easy.
Here's Gardner. Gardner's 1 for 3. Singled and scored a run in the 6th. Takes a strike from Smith. Incredible stat. After the fly out by Pilar and the melee ground ball to short, the Blue Jays are 0 for 24 with runners in scoring position in this series. And the fact they have a chance to split is pretty incredible.
Yes. One swing of the bat and a 2-run home run got him right back in it. But Severino overall was very good. Another step forward in my opinion.
And he'll be thinking about that pitch to Smoke the entire off day tomorrow.
Game like this, pitch like that, you'll never forget it.
And Gardner swings and misses. 2 outs.
Joe Smith slider, he kind of wants it in. Got away with it. Oh, Gardner's just under it. A good pitch to hit. Gardner was looking for something else. I still remember a walk-off home run I gave up in 1993 like it was yesterday, Michael. Reggie Jefferson. Game was over. I didn't know what to do. I was wandering around the mound, and it's the first walk-off job I ever gave up.
Right.
I didn't know how to act. You got to get off the field. Game over. Go home.
Strike to Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, the noise here in the background, they're doing the wave again in the 8th inning. Now, I understand in a game that's out of hand, but you really shouldn't be bored at 2-2. But to each his own. The 0-1. 1-1. One and 2.
It was in Cleveland.
What was the pitch?
Hanging breaking ball. Just very similar to what Severino threw. In that old ballpark. The mistake by the lake.
So at least not too many people saw it.
It's true. I'm still seeing it right now. I'm having flashbacks.
Swing and a miss. Strong inning for Joe Smith. David, you might want to shield your eyes.
Oh, come on. Really? You guys are dirty, low-down dogs.
That's just mean. Just mean.
Gotta be kidding me.
To see the Yankees thrilling down to their last strike comeback victory over the Cubs last month at Wrigley Field. Relive the excitement of the Windy City win on this instant Yankees Classic tomorrow at 7 right here on Yes. That was a fun game. New pitcher, Tyler Clippard. New first baseman, Chris Carter. Donaldson will lead off. David Cohn has left the building. 26 game for Clippard. He's pitched well. 30 strikeouts in 23 innings. You know how you get through that, David? The alter ego you made up yesterday, that was David Cohn.
Yes.
That wasn't you.
Exactly.
Hyundai scoreboard 2-2, bottom of the 8th. Final game of this 4-game set. Fouled straight back here and out of play.
How does Medvin do that down there? Michael Medvin, I mean, that was quick.
Yep.
That game was 1993. He had about 38 seconds to find that clip and shove it up my you-know-what. That was close. Filter.
Yeah.
I'm developing a filter, Michael.
A very light filter, though. 3-1 on Donaldson. Roberto Osuna is up in the Blue Jays bullpen. There's that change, 3-2.
It's the spin, not the location.
80 miles an hour. Well, it's Josh Donaldson bobblehead day. You know he'd like to do something big right here. 3-2. Fly ball, deep to right. Going back, Judge, track, wall, see ya. He did something big. 3-2 Blue Jays.
Donaldson just enough. All those pitches on the top of the zone, he finally caught up with one.
Here's Bautista. There's a strike.
Above the belt, hard to get on top of, and Donaldson does, just enough. 384 feet over the 375 sign.
And the 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Gregorius. One away. Time for the replay, brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here.
Even Aaron Judge can't scale it and catch this one. 99.6 miles an hour off the bat. 384 feet off the distance. And a whole lot of frustration on the mound. Yes, that will get the closer up, Roberto Osuna, who's been very good as of late.
So 0-2 on Morales, who's 2 for 3 against Severino, his first at bat against Clippard. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
Two-run home run in the 6th. Ruined Severino's great performance and gave the Blue Jays a chance.
Smoke. Pops it up. Left field. Gardner's there, and that will do it. But Donaldson's home run has given the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead. Who's leading off in the 9th inning, though, against Osuna? Aaron Judge. He'll try to match this. He wants the home run go over his head. Of Commerce.
The game changer, obviously. First pitch, breaking ball. Severino pops around and looks, and it ain't coming back. That tied it up right there. And Smoke, Pitney Bowes, game changer. Indeed it was.
Well, Donaldson's home run in the 8th inning against Clippard, his 3rd of the series. So he had 4 hits in the series, 3 of them home runs. So the closer, Roberto Osuna, comes on, and he is going to face Aaron Judge, trying to protect a 1-run lead here in the 9th inning. Judge, Holiday, and Castro, the heart of the order against the Blue Jays' young closer. He's 12 out of 15 in save situations. Ezekiel Carrera takes over for Coughlin in left. There's a strike. Goes outside with the fastball, 1-1. Judge is singled, stole a base, and scored a run. He's 1 for 3. That's an 8-game hitting streak. Leads the majors with 18 home runs. One and two. Okay, Judge steps out of the box. And Osuna waits. Swing and a miss. Osuna overpowering in that at bat.
perfectly executed slider. Looked like a strike the whole way until the end.
Here's Holiday. He's driven in both Yankee runs. Count 0-1. One and one.
Saw the look of Clippard in the dugout there, hoping for a reprieve.
Deadly pitch.
Yes, it is, Michael. As you can see, tight spin, late break. Take a picture of that one and show it to the kids. That's how you throw a slider.
One, two. Swing and a miss. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Buick. Visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. By People's United Wealth Management, expert advice that set tomorrow in motion. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. That comes down to Starlin Castro. 0 for 3 in this game. All three at bats against Marcus Stroman. Osuna deals. Fouled away. Severino just coasting, pitching a beautiful game. Masterful on the mound. 2-out single. Hangs a breaking ball of smoke. It's 2-2. And then the home run against Clippard by Donaldson. It's 3-2. Yankees an out away from losing. Now they're a strike away. Sellout crowd, many on their feet. Swing and a miss. And the Blue Jays win 3-2. Donaldson hits a home run off Clippard, and that's the difference in the game as Osuna comes in to strike out the side. Just like that, Severino's performance certainly not washed away, but he doesn't get a win when he pitched that well.
No, and another good slider to end this game as Osuna has been on fire lately, and now we see why. Overmatching the Yankees, middle of the order.
So the Yankees and the Blue Jays, they split this 4-game set. Yankees go 3-4 on the road trip, and we go back to the studio. Bob Lorenz and John Flaherty set the table for the rest of the day.